HOV lane driver's passenger was a dummy head.
Ultra rare orange lobster found at Red Lobster eatery in Colorado.
Long lost Star Trek phaser and communicator props headed to auction.
And Florida Sheriff's Office warns against taking selfies with depressed bear. All this and more on The Talking Gruse.
The Gruse.
Now, number one, A, smart dog to get up to investigate pot. But number two, stupid humans for putting stuff on top of the stove.
Right.
That would burn.
Stove, not storage.
Yeah.
The co-host, better known as Rich.
So a mystery emu has been found wandering loose through a Pennsylvania neighborhood. He was looking for Doug. A Pennsylvania police department is trying to find the owner. Doug, where are you, Doug?
The Talking Gruse, bringing you the less serious side of the news. Brought to you from the Rocket Courier Studios in Tempe, Arizona. Now, your host, The Gruse.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the next installment of The Talking Gruse. Co-host, how are you today?
Oh, it's been a fun 2 weeks.
Oh, God, you're telling me. You know, I don't think Mother Nature got our message from the last episode to turn the oven off.
Right.
You know, I mean,
No, she turned it up.
Yeah, you know, God, they don't listen sometimes. They really don't listen. So anyways, you know, once again, we love our stories from across the pond. I mean, on the other side of the world. And we know how the Europeans take so serious their soccer.
It's football.
Football. Exactly. But, you know, I've seen some strange things thrown on a football field in the game. You know, they throw cups, they throw...
Wrigley Field, it rains beer when in the bleachers.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I've been there.
But overseas in Europe, it winds up, we wind up getting a lot of other things. So why don't you go on here with our first story of this episode?
Alrighty. Pro soccer game suspended when fans rain fish cakes onto the field. A professional...
Would that be like Krabby Patties?
Sure.
I mean...
A professional soccer game was suspended in Norway when fans threw fish cakes and other objects onto the field to protest the use of a video assistant referee, or VAR. Oh, so this is like instant replay in
instant
football.
Yeah. Ooh, instant replay. Yeah, that's like, you remember when baseball went to instant replay, and that was such a big no-no. Everybody was against it.
Well, yeah, now if you accidentally take your finger off a second base after you steal it, you're out.
They see it.
Yeah.
Which, it's taking the rules down to the letter of the law.
Right. And it's a little too literal.
Oh, well. But anyways, go on.
The Norwegian Elite Syrian game between Rosenborg BK and Lillestrøm was initially stopped mere minutes after kickoff due to the fish cakes raining down on the field. Players returned to the field from the locker room, but the game was stopped a second time.
Would that be like pigs flying? Fish cakes flying?
Sure.
I mean, just saying.
Okay, Flo. When fans from both sides continued to throw fish cakes and started adding tennis balls and smoke bombs into the mix. Ooh, that should be...
Ooh. All right, let's do this. Let's go to the video here real quick, and we will see what this is about. So let's go to the video real quick, and here it comes.
Kan få trøbbel med det. Da det fiskekaker på banen, og var protest nok en gang. Det jo varslet at lagene skal ta grep og ikke ønsker denne typen ting. Det ble sagt før match, kommer det den type protester, så sendes lagene I garderoben helt fram til området rydda. Mer strevsomt å plukke fiskekaker enn tennisballer. Tar lengre tid å få dette unna.
Spillerne tydelig motvillige til å gå av banen. De her for å spille kamp og har overhodet ikke lyst å trekke inn I garderobene. Hva det her? Hører vi Jermenåsen-ropen, men Rohit Sagitt virker bestemt I sin sak. Han allerede gått inn I gangene.
Nei, det blir jo spesielle scener da, hvor spillerne oppfatter ikke dette som en trussel. Men så har fotballforbundet også da ønsket å vise litt handlekraft i disse protestene som fortsetter å rulle på. Og derfor kalles altså lagene av banen nå, før man restarter match.
Yeah, once again, those Europeans take their soccer too seriously.
Yeah.
Well, finish up here.
The game was officially suspended after just over a half hour of play with the score 0-0. So your typical soccer game.
Yeah, well, it's like a hockey game. 0-0, 1-1. They ended in a tie, even though they had overtime. I mean,
yeah. Your record at the end of the year is 53, 12, and 14.
Yeah, I don't get it.
The protests surrounded the use of VAR, which fans and even several supporter unions complain leads to referees taking too much time to make decisions, bringing games to long halts in the meantime.
They need to put a pitch clock on the pitch.
Right? Yeah, that's ridiculous, too. The league adopted VAR in 2023, and some fans at the game were seen holding a banner which read, "We will never give up, VAR will go away." Lillestrom,
they definitely don't know American sports.
Right.
It's never, the shot clock's never gone away. The play clock in football's never gone away. The pitch clock in baseball will never go away.
Remember when they started doing the 2-point conversion in the NFL?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to last.
Yeah, it did. It's still there.
Yep.
And it's won a lot of games.
Yeah. Lillestrom said on social media that the game would be rescheduled.
Oh, good for them. They got a rain. It was a fish cake delay.
Hopefully, they can just suspend the game and pick up where they left off rather than playing the whole first half hour and having a scoreless tie again.
Oh yeah, I know that would. I'd be like, yeah, that's about as bad as
Is there a snoozing?
No, we don't have a snooze. That's about as bad as a baseball game that keeps. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
they're working again today. They've been pretty good about showing up.
Yeah,
they've been pretty good about showing up. Number one, let me ask you: when you go into the woods, would you, or go on a drive through the woods, would you ever get out and take a picture with a bear?
Pass.
Yeah,
that's like the question I've seen on a lot of YouTube videos. Would you rather something about with a man or a bear in the woods? Like, take your chances with a man or a bear.
Oh no, I've never seen those.
That's like a new thing I've seen on videos that I started watching called Man Talk.
Well, but still though, I mean, why would anyone go up to? I'm going to go take that bear looks like it needs some love. I'm going to go hug it and love it and squeeze it. And it's going to rip my head off.
Only you can prevent stupidity.
Anyways, go on.
So, a Florida sheriff's office is reminding residents not to approach bears after, anybody needed to be reminded that in the first place.
What happens if I were to go up there and give the bear Prozac?
He might take your whole arm with it, but
he won't be depressed anymore.
You might be. Yeah. A Florida sheriff's office reminding residents not to approach bears after onlookers were seen trying to snap selfies with a depressed bear at the side of the highway. The Walton County Sheriff's Office said on social media that the bear was spotted last week on the north side of Highway 98 near County Road 83 in Santa Rosa Beach. Was he standing there? Was it a female bear and she just got her heart broken?
It was like Eeyore the bear. Not Eeyore a donkey.
Eeyore the bear. Woe is me. Famous last words. If not friend, why friend-shaped, the post said, because this black bear is stressed, depressed.
There's a picture of the bear up there, guys, on the screen behind us.
New feature.
He looks pretty depressed.
Yeah.
I mean,
poor bear.
Maybe he needs a drink or something.
He needs a hug. But
he needs a hug.
I ain't giving him one.
I'm not going to be the one to do that. Yeah.
He needs a bear hug.
Bear. Oh, is he a bipolar bear?
Where's the sheriff's office said members of the public were seen getting dangerously close to the bear to take selfies. He's clearly not in the mood for pictures. The bear has shown signs of severe stress, the post said. The sheriff's office said a Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission biologist responded to the scene, but the bear wandered back into the woods on its own. He didn't bring a bear psychologist with him?
I would have.
Please do not approach black bears at any time, officials wrote, especially those that are showing aggression like this big fella. I thought he was depressed.
Well, maybe he was. But, you know, depression can lead to anger and all that good stuff. So there you have it.
His crazy woman kicked him out of the cave. Ugh.
Yeah, I'd be depressed too if I were him. Anyways, so if you were going to ever smuggle drugs or smuggle anything, would you do, and you got caught once, would you do it a different way the next time?
I think I'd try to find a little bit more of an inventive way to not get caught the second time.
Well, apparently that not every criminal thinks that.
This is like that old show in the 90s, America's Dumbest Criminals. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, they had that whole series, America's Dumbest or the World's Dumbest, it was.
Yeah.
But, yeah, here, perfect example. If that show was still on the air, this story would have been on
Oh,
it.
yeah. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection on Wednesday said it had seized illicit drugs from the same traveler twice in 1 week at a Seattle airport. Probably SeaTac, probably close to where my son lives.
And if twice in the same week from the same guy.
Yeah. Dude, wise up.
Go to another airport. Drive down to Portland.
Try a different orifice. CBP officials seized pounds of ketamine, codeine, and what the hell is that? Hydroxybutyrate, known as GHB. Oh, okay. GHB from a traveler who entered the U.S. from Europe, then tried to return not long after getting released from jail, only to be caught again with drugs at the same airport in the same crevice, according to a news release. I was ad-libbed. But
Why would you go to the same airport again? That's what I'm wondering. Once again, I would rent a car. I would drive down to Portland. It's the next closest airport.
Dang freaking, what do you call it? The OxyContin crisis or the...
Yeah, but... anyways.
He was arrested and turned over to the Port of Seattle Police Department and now faces possession charges with the intent to distribute ketamine under Washington state law. The CBP officers at Seattle-Tacoma International's arrivals facility work diligently to keep dangerous drugs from the streets of our community, unless it's the summer of love, said Brian Humphrey, a field operations director at the Seattle CBP's field office. The federal agency says the unidentified 43-year-old male first arrived on July 19th at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport in Washington from Amsterdam, the Netherlands, when the
Wham
first...
bam, oh Amsterdam, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not Sammy Hagar.
No.
When the first seizure took place after he was referred for a secondary inspection. At his luggage inspection, CBP officers discovered more than 12 pounds of ketamine in both liquid and powder form, about 2 pounds of codeine, and nearly 3 ounces of GHB. However, not long after posting bail, the male passenger, who was not identified as a U.S. citizen, was again seen at the airport trying to board a flight to London when CBP officers found more than half a pound of ketamine. Dude.
Again. You know what? It goes with that old saying: if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Go fly out of Vancouver in Canada.
Yeah, let Canada deal with it.
Jeez.
I mean,
the effort was led by Seattle Area Port Director Rene Ortega, and he says CBP officers also utilized their unique border search authority to prevent persons from taking dangerous drugs out of the United States, thus stopping a threat to other countries, said Humphrey. I wish we kept these same promises here.
Yeah, I know. Oh, God. It's just stupid people. I mean, it's like the song from the Refreshments. I know the Refreshments, yeah. The world is full of... No, it wasn't the Refreshments. Rembrandt? No, it wasn't the Rembrandts.
I know what one you're talking about, though. Yeah, the world's full of stupid people.
Yeah, that line in that song. I mean, it's just...
Or,
I think it was
what's
the
line from your favorite Pink Floyd song? And the worms ate into his brain.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And the worms ate into his brain. So this next article, when I read it and I saw it, I thought Jaws. It was something, and I watched the video. I thought it was something straight out of the movie Jaws.
When you cut this in at the end, you should play the Jaws music.
Yeah, I would love to. I'm sure I'll run into some copyright issues with that. Anyways, but yeah, so let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and show the video of this really quick, and then we will go ahead and get to the story of it. So here comes the video. All right, we're back. Wow, it's like I said, it reminded me of Jaws. Anyways, go on with the story.
Cue the Roy Scheider. Brothers Colin and Wyatt Yeager captured footage of a breaching whale flipping over a boat off the coast of Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah, definitely. 2 fishermen were thrown overboard, but were not hurt in the incident. The brothers witnessed the scene and rescued the men. I was actually shocked by their reaction, Wyatt Yeager told Fox Weather. They were doing fine. They were smiling. They were like, wow, this is crazy. They were just happy that they were okay and that the whale was okay. The whale, when you said something a minute ago, it reminded me of Air Force One. Or the whale was like, get off my boat.
No, the whale's like, get out of my ocean.
So interesting, and gotta love wildlife.
Well, and that's really, it's the funny thing about that is as we learn more about wildlife, we learn that they are very much like people. They have structure, social structures. They have a thought process. And they
have personalities, and some of them are just assholes.
Yeah, exactly. But it's very fascinating. And that whale was probably like, it was probably either thinking, "Hey, I'm going to go play with this boat," or it was thinking, "Get out of here,
new toy."
Yeah, hey, look, it's a toy in the bathtub. But we always see these spicy food stories, and once again, they never, for some odd reason, take place in the Southwest United States. Mm. I think most people out here in the southwestern United States, spicy food is a way of life, and we can handle it.
Or we just choose to avoid it.
Well, that too. But not in Japan this time.
Yep, more than a dozen students have been taken to the hospital, after they became...
Once again, this is a Sky News story, folks, so It comes from England, so taken to hospital.
Cheerio.
Chip.
After they became ill from eating extremely spicy crisps reportedly given out by a fellow pupil for fun, officials in Japan have said, for fun, and they all ended up in hospital. Rokugo
Did they have to visit the lab?
Something like that. The Lu.
Yeah,
and now you're going to make me pronounce the high school again. Rokugo Koka High School in Tokyo called for help on Tuesday lunchtime after 13 girls and 1 boy, all first-year students, also known as freshmen, complained of nausea as well as stomach and mouth pain, Japan Today said, quoting the city's fire department and local police. Other reports, including by the Asahi Shimbun, said 15 students were affected. All those taken ill are believed to have been conscious and to have had minor symptoms, and they all went to the hospital for this.
I would have gone to a dairy farm and just started drinking copious amounts of milk.
I know, just open up that cooler of little milk cartons about that big.
The little cardboard ones. Just start busting them open.
That's right.
I want the whole milk, not the 2%.
So around 30 students had been eating the extremely spicy chips labeled 18 plus curry chips. So They're like
They over 18 probably.
so
Over 18.
Right. That's what I figured, but I'm like,
That's what
they're
I'm guessing.
age restricted.
Age restricted curry chips. Curry is actually really good. It is spicy as all get up, but curry is actually good.
They rate their curry chips in the
Yeah, I know. They put a
NC-17.
Yeah, they're NC-17
Brought to
curry
the
chips.
school by one of the students, police said. The ages of the students are unclear, but Japanese high school begins at age 15. The company that makes the snack, Isoyama Corp., said in a statement Wednesday it apologized, with an S, Britain, for any inconvenience to customers and sincerely wished for the swift recovery of those who had reported feeling unwell. One ex-user posted a video of him eating one of the crisps in which he screwed up his face after swallowing, then moaned repeatedly before collapsing in giddy laughter. Okay.
That's funny.
The company's website forbids under 18s from eating R18 plus curry chips. Wow, they're R-rated, okay. Due to their extreme spiciness and urges spice lovers to eat with cautions. They're so spicy, they may cause you pain and should be avoided by those with high blood pressure, weak stomachs, and anyone with cuts on their fingers should be careful handling them. They should have like a biohazard sticker on the back of the bag.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. I mean,
Eating them alone is also dangerous because too many could cause diarrhea, the company warned. I think they spelled diarrhea wrong, too.
It's spelled like the English spell it.
Oh, okay. The spiciness
It's
comes
like
from
color is spelled with a U.
potent ghost pepper from northeastern India, thought to be one of the world's hottest chilies, several sources said. The curry crisps have been sold since 2013 and are the firm's flagship product. That flagship just sailed. One of around half a dozen in its 18-plus food series. Do they have, like, adult eating parties or something?
Now, my question is do you need to get ID'd for these?
I know, right?
I mean, it's like...
I'm sorry, sir. I'm going to need to see some ID. Why? They're just chips. Nope. 18 plus. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, really?
You want some cigarettes? Fine, here.
Yeah. But, it just amazes me that... So they said it was a ghost pepper, right?
Yeah.
The Carolina Reaper is actually hotter than the ghost pepper.
Don't take it to Japan.
Yeah,
don't let high school kids have it.
The Scoville scales don't go that high overseas.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
No, it's like this. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, danger.
So,
yeah. So we this
seemed interesting.
This is a very interesting story because I would wonder, too, how a plane ended up on the side of a road.
And it looks like it's only a portion. It's like the front.
Yeah, there's a picture of it up there, guys. It is only a portion, but go on with the story. And this is why there's only a portion of the plane there.
Mysterious plane found abandoned at side of Florida road. Is it near the Bermuda Triangle?
Well, it's Florida. It's close.
Authorities in Florida are trying to solve the mystery of a plane found abandoned at the side of a Bay County road.
That's where they found Amelia Earhart's airplane. That's what it is.
The Springfield Police Department said on social media that a portion of the plane, the cockpit, nose, and front propeller, was found abandoned at the side of Transmitter Road on the corner of, like, UHV or UHF?
UHF and transmitter. Ultra high frequency. If any of you are wondering what that means.
The plane bears markings from Zoo World in Panama City Beach, including giraffe logos on its seats, but the business said it got rid of the plane about a week ago. And here it is, chopped in half. That used to be a part of an exhibit, but it was removed to bring in something that would hold up. Jadina Terrell, Zoo World's assistant park director, told WJHG-TV, against kids climbing that kind of thing, to make sure it's user-friendly for people in wheelchairs and more compliant for people so everyone can enjoy it. Police said they learned the person who took possession of the plane took it to a scrapyard. Obviously, they missed half of it. And there's some sort of material inside of the instruments that causes the glow at night, and as a result, the scrapyard cannot take them, said Russell. So they cut the top off and said, here, let's go shut shove this on the side of the road somewhere.
Go ahead and just get rid of this over there.
They took that. They took a portion of the plane, but they did not take the portion behind me. The police are now trying to determine how the remaining portion of the plane ended up at the side of the road. Voiles said a decision on whether or not to take civil or criminal action against the responsible party will be made once the probe is completed.
So basically, it's saying you can recycle all but the nose of the airplane.
And I think the gadgets, because they said that they glow.
Yeah.
There's probably like a material in there.
It's probably some radioactive material.
Yeah.
Did you hear? I mean, this is true that back years and years and years and years ago in the like 30s and 40s, there was a movie done about it. It was called The Atomic Girls, I believe it was. And what they would do is, like, to make watches glow, you know, like the numbers glow on watches, they used radioactive paint. And these girls would wind up licking with put the paintbrush in to make it really sharp, and they dip it and keep doing that as they were doing their thing.
Did they become Marvel superheroes or something?
Unfortunately not.
No.
Unfortunately not. Now, my God, Jim.
But
my God,
Spock.
Bones. Spock.
So,
What happened to my tricorder and phaser?
So
we're about to find out.
Both of us are pretty good Trekkies. I think I'm more of a Trekkie than.
I am a believer in both. I wore my Star Trek shirt one episode.
That's true.
I like Star Trek. I like Star Wars also.
Yeah.
I like both, because one is the ultimate story of good versus evil, Star Wars. And then one is a story about man's willingness and want to explore and see what's out there, Star Trek. Yep. And I like both of those stories.
My dad was a huge Star Trek fan, and so he would love to have something like this.
No, that would have been great to have. Yeah,
I got a picture of him when we were at the Star Trek the exhibit or in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Before they closed it.
Yeah,
and they had a cardboard cutout of. And I'll see if I can get it to you. The pictures.
Okay.
It's my dad with a cardboard cutout of Bones. My dad with a cardboard cutout of Captain Kirk, and my dad with a cardboard cutout of the Gorn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's all like this or something with the Gorn, like he's gonna attack the Gorn. It was kind of funny, but
well, anyways, go on here with this story.
Hashtag Star Trek on this. So, long lost Star Trek phaser and communicator props are headed to an auction. A California auction house has announced a pair of long lost props from the original series have been
there's
found
a picture of the props right there, guys.
After more than 50 years and are headed to auction. Julian's Auctions, in partnership with Turner Classic Movies, announced the phaser and communicator will be auctioned as part of the co-branded event Comic-Con Museum Presents Julian's Auctions and TCM 2024 Spotlight Series. The props were used by William Shatner on screen in his role as Captain James T. Kirk. Don Hillenbrand, a Star Trek pop expert, authenticated the items as the hero versions used on screen in the multiple episodes of the series.
My God, there's my
I don't understand
phasers.
Hero versions.
Well, the hero version, it's the one that they actually used. Is the one that William Shatner actually used, because he was always considered the hero.
Oh, so
it was his that he used.
Wasn't just anybody's.
No, it wasn't just anybody's. It was the one that he used. And they probably tracked it by doing all the video analyzing.
Is it like your skivvies in the Navy where you put your name on it or something? Did he put his initials on it, like his mom painted in crayon or something on the inside?
Anyways, finish up there.
The props, made in 1966, were thought lost for more than 50 years before turning up in the collection of a recently deceased man who worked in the Hollywood prop industry for many years. The items are now owned by the man's family and will be auctioned November 9th. Well, they're about to become rich if they're not already.
They're going to be loaded.
Yeah. That would be a fun
This
one
will be a
follow-up.
Yeah, this will be a follow-up story.
For sure
to see what exactly they went for. If it pops up, we will report it, because I'm curious to
start
see what
saving your pennies, Trekkies.
Yeah, everybody, start getting on it. Even if you're a Star Wars junkie, start saving this, because it's part of pop culture, even older than Star Wars.
Yeah.
I would, if I had unlimited supply of cash to buy not stupid things, but just collectibles with, I would be all over this one. I would be all over.
We need to go look for stuff like this at garage sales, I swear.
Oh, I know. That'd be grand. I mean, we reported back, what was it, like the third or fourth episode, or it was just when we started finally going over to our odd news.
Mm-hmm.
About a guy in California, remember, who had a dummy in his truck, and it was actually very good looking. I mean, it was very realistic. I mean, at a distance, I would have thought it was an actual person. He just needed like a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Then you get up close and you probably had the creep factor, but
but still, so it's happened again. But in a way,
it's probably happened more times than what we could report,
but it's actually made the news again.
So where is this? The Washington State. What's up with Washington State?
Well,
my son lives up there, but man,
my son does too. So
that's right.
I mean,
crazy liberals. Why did our sons go there? HOV lane driver's passenger was a dummy head. No, not like a 6-year-old saying you're a dummy head. Not like that.
No.
The Washington State Patrol said a driver pulled over. I think it's supposed to say pulled. Over for speeding in the high occupancy vehicle lanes had a surprise in her back seat. Her passenger was a mannequin bust. The WSP said...
Was she busted?
Busted. The WSP said on social media that a trooper stopped a car on southbound Interstate 5 near 272nd Street for going 80 miles per hour in a 60 mile per hour zone. If you're going to have a dummy head in the back of your car, don't speed.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I mean,
that was the other guy was speeding too. That's what got him. There's a picture right there of the dummy head. Go on, finish up.
Stop making fun of me, man.
There's a dummy head right there.
The official said the woman was traveling in the HOV lane, but her only passenger turned out to be a mannequin bust propped up on a cooler and disguised with a jacket. And it looked like in the picture that they had a wig on the mannequin as well. The driver said this is her training aid, and the reason it was positioned this way was to properly dry the hair. Okay. The WSP wrote, the driver was released with a speeding ticket and a dummy head. They let the dummy head go with the speeding ticket.
But, there were a lot of stories this week. We chose not to do a bunch of them, but there were a lot of stories this episode that were out of Washington. It's sort of nice, though, once in a while, not to see an Arizona story. Last episode
Arizona
we had two.
Stories are, it's good to see Arizona stories. Usually the ones that are the interesting ones seem to come from here, and the ones that are wacky come from Washington, California, possibly Oregon.
I don't think we've got an Oregon story yet.
In Oregon, they don't let you pump your own gas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I ever...
Technical difficulties.
He's destroying the set, people. Did I ever tell you about that?
If I take a prop, will it be worth something in 50 years?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? If we get more subscribers, maybe.
Yeah. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
But it was speaking of that Oregon thing. So yeah, I didn't know that this is years and years ago. I went up there with my son's mom when we were married. When my son's mom and I were married, we went up to Washington. We drove up there, and I gassed up just in California. And by the time we got to the northern part of, probably got into Portland, actually, we needed to get gas again. So I pull up to the gas station. Now, she should have told me this because she
was from the area.
She was from the area, yeah. But I go to pull up to the gas pump. I get out of the car. And I start doing my thing. A guy comes up to me and says, "Sir, can I help you?" And I said, "No, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm pumping my gas. I'm fine." Well, you can't do that here.
Joel told me the same thing.
And I looked at him.
Somebody came running out. Wait.
And I looked at him and I went, I can't do this here? And he's like, "No, sir, it's against state law."
Breaking the law.
And I paused and I was like, It's against state law to pump gas. And he says, no, it's against state law for you to pump your own gas. Okay, well then, go ahead and fill her up. I'm going to go inside and get something to drink. And that was about it.
I'm gonna go drop a load and
drop the kids off at the pool.
Yeah. You have fun there with your.
So I was in when I went out to my excursion across the country and then go see the original Talking Gruse. I flew into Denver. Okay, beautiful day in Denver. It was like 68 degrees. I loved it. Of course, coming from the bake oven known as Arizona, first thing in the morning, by 8 o'clock, it was like
my son James commented when he got back from Washington how friggin' hot it was here.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I'll take that heat over cold any day, like freezing cold, like under 32 degrees. But anyway, so this article, when it came up, I was interested because I was just there at the Denver airport, and it's fascinating to hear about what airports get in their lost and found. And to go along with this, there's also was a study done by a European hotel chain or something about things that people left behind.
Is that anything like Ken and Betty
Dora?
Boop? Or
Ken and Dora?
Oh, Dora, yeah, being
Ken and
behind
Dora.
in the sewer.
Yeah. Well, anyways, go on with what they found in this airport.
So Denver Airport's most unusual lost and found items. Colorado's Denver International Airport revealed the most unusual items to pass through its lost and found include elk meat and a circular saw.
Well, they used the circular saw to butcher the elk.
There we go. Was it in the same bag? The airport, which averages more than who types these things? 2 million travelers each day. If you're reading this right, but it could be 200,000 too. But I think it's 2 million.
That's probably 200,000 actually a day.
They just put one too many zeros and no comma. Receives about 150 to 200 lost and found items daily. Wow, that's a lot. Many items that arrive at the lost and found window come as no surprise. Lost and found supervisor Noel Aguirre said, the top 5 are bags, IDs, glasses, and electronics and jewelry. Other items are a bit more unusual. The lost and found is currently holding on to a circular saw and a forklift battery.
The forklift battery was used to power the circular saw. That's all there is to it.
Sir, are you carrying a forklift battery with you today?
Oh, sorry, I left my forklift battery behind. Let me go find it.
She said some of the department's past finds include elk meat, urns, and dogs forgotten in the parking garage.
Urn. I left Grandma at the airport.
Lost and found items are held by the airport for 30 days. We're always trying our best to return these items back to the owner, Aguirre said. A survey of European hotels released earlier this year found some of the most unusual lost and found items left behind in guest rooms included a full clown costume, a glass eye, dentures, that's pretty, I'm sure that's normal. And,
how would you leave your teeth behind is what I'm wondering.
Multiple prosthetic limbs. Oh, crap, I forgot my leg.
Go over to that article, and it gives a complete, not a complete list, it gives a better list of it.
All right, here.
Of it. I mean, because I don't know about you, but I forgot my eye one day. It was the backup one because he wanted to change their eye color or something.
Somebody told me once that they had a teacher that had a glass eye, and when he'd leave the room, he'd pop it out, stick it on the table,
and say he was watching him.
Say, "I'm watching you while I get." I'm sure the kids freaked out. They couldn't do that now. That would freak people. People would.
They would.
So a survey of European hotels found that some of the most unusual items left behind by vacationers include dentures, a full clown costume, and witchcraft paraphernalia. EasyJet Holidays said it surveyed 100 European hotels in its network to identify the most bizarre and surprising items that ended up in the lost and found over the course of the past year. Let's see, dentures, full clown costume, complete with a wig and red nose. What about the shoes? What's the clown from Simpsons?
Oh,
Not the one with Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I'll remember it later. I know.
If you know, put it in
Sideshow
the
Bob.
comments. Sideshow Bob. That's it. Yeah, Sideshow Bob shoes. Another hotel reported staff found thousands of old German mark coins. That would have been a cool find behind the water tank of a toilet.
Old German mark coins. There, what it was is that did the Nazis that fled Germany hide at that hotel for a while on their trip to South America?
I guess so. EasyJet Holidays said its 10 most unusual lost and found items were dentures, witchcraft paraphernalia, prosthetic limbs. Again, I can just imagine. Oh, crap, I left my left leg.
Oh, my arm. It was left there. Give the housekeeping a hand.
A glass eye, a grandma's lucky teacup, thousands of German marks, a clown costume, an inflatable boat, caviar, and rosary beads. Okay, rosary beads I could see. I've lost a rosary or two in my time.
But a boat. Why would you leave an inflatable? Why would you, number one, have an inflatable boat in a hotel room?
And yeah, I mean,
this sounds like some pretty perverted stuff that was left in the
caviar. You know, I mean, yeah, if they're in a, I can see caviar being left behind. I mean,
well, they could have been eating it with some crackers or something. I mean,
yeah, you know, I mean, shoot.
Or they were traveling in Russia and.
Holidays are a time for total relaxation, and we love knowing that our customers make themselves comfortable in our resorts, especially with their strange items. Matt, he didn't say that, but the chief operating officer at EasyJet Holidays said on the news release, "Our research with our hotel partners has been interesting, and some of the lost and found items are unusual, but we're pleased to see that our customers have been enjoying themselves." With I don't want to know what they were doing with the inflatable boat and the caviar, and I certainly don't want to know with the clown costume.
Yeah, no.
Or if they removed a limb for some other reason other than that they needed to like take a shower or something. Don't want to know.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So
you've eaten at Red Lobster, haven't you?
Yeah. I'm not really a big seafood guy, but I've eaten at Red Lobster.
The cheddar baked biscuits are like my favorite.
Yeah,
those are good.
You
know, I could make a meal out of that.
We used to go there, and Tammy would eat some kind of seafood dish, and I'd always get chicken.
Well, you know, but the thing is, I'm not a big. I've had lobster before, and it's good. It's good. Lobster tail is great. But when you see people that get these lobster claws, or not the lobster claws, the crab claws,
mm-hmm.
or they try to eat crab, I can't do crab. I can't do it because, in fact, I don't want to have to fight my food.
Right.
You know, I sit there and I'm like, crack, crack, crack. Ooh, there's a little bit of meat there. Okay, back, crack. But
just be like Daryl Hannah in the Splash movie where she just starts eating it.
But yeah, so Red Lobster, here we go.
The manager of a Red Lobster restaurant in Colorado said a rare orange lobster that arrived at the eatery will be taking a permanent crustacean vacation to the Denver Aquarium.
I wonder if it knew it was Red Lobster it was going to, not orange lobster.
I know. Isn't that like lobster racism there or something?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
The orange lobster was spotted by Jose Romero, a dishwasher at the Pueblo restaurant, and the general manager decided to spare the rare-colored invertebrate from the dinner plate. See, special treatment for orange lobsters. Stage a protest. I don't know. I've been at Red Lobster for 12 years. I always unpack the live lobster shipments, and I've never seen an orange lobster before.
This week, folks.
I'm a lot more than that, but I noticed it right away how different it was, and I thought, oh my goodness, I'd better get them in the tank and find my managers, Romero told. And I've delivered lobsters before when we used to.
Were they live?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they were live. There was a place over in Phoenix. I forget the name of it now. Yeah, they would order. We delivered for a lobster company for a while.
Oh, wow.
And they'd be like, wait, and they'd open up all the boxes and look at them, and they'd be grabbing them out of the boxes, and I'd be like, I like to keep all my fingers, please. But yeah, I don't think I ever saw an orange one.
Well, they're rare. That's why.
Orange coloration is believed to occur in only 1 out of every 30 million lobsters.
Well, that's why you didn't see one.
So he had a melanin discoloration.
They were like Michael Jackson.
Right. An orange lobster caught off the Maine coast in June 2023 is currently being studied by researchers at the University of New England to determine whether the cause of the peculiar pigment is genetic or a result of environmental factors. So he could be like Blinky the three-eyed fish.
So you ever go to you remember how in grocery stores they used to have lobster tank?
Oh yeah, I used to love that when I was a kid.
Over the years I've worked in the grocery business and I gotta say, so I've actually seen in a tank a lobster eating another lobster.
Really?
So here's my question:
lobster cannibalism. Would
that be great taste or perversion?
I don't know.
So there weren't that many. David Rush didn't do it this week.
Yeah.
He didn't break 181. Come on, David. Are you? We're waiting.
It was an active week politically, and so maybe
he decided not to do it. He wanted
an active 2 weeks. The last time we recorded was the day of the assassination attempt.
Oh yeah, that's true. But yeah, maybe Rush decided maybe he's wanting this really big one to do. Maybe, but there were some world records. But we're going to just roll right into this, guys, because once again, David Rush isn't on the train today. I mean, he's taking a break.
He's out training like Rocky Ford.
Yeah, I know. He's climbing up the hills in Siberia and in Russia and but there is an actual fail. So we're going to report on a fail for the world record this week. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
A Queensland, Australia man pulled on multiple pairs of underpants, sounds painful, in a world record attempt on America's Got Talent. Wouldn't that be Australia's Got Talent?
No, it's America's Got Talent. An Australian man on America's Got Talent.
Okay. Nick Manning attempted to break his own Guinness World Record for most pairs of underpants pulled on in 30 seconds during Tuesday's episode of the NBC Talent Competition Show.
I'm surprised David Rush hasn't tried to do underwear. He did T-shirts. I thought. Didn't he do T-shirts? One of his?
Yeah. He likes his nether regions intact, I'm sure. Like most of us do.
Remember, he does like to squeeze and the trigger and that was the other guy, self-pollinating.
Right. Manning pulled on more than 20 pairs, but did not manage to beat the existing record of 23 pairs of underpants pulled on in 30 seconds, which he achieved in July 2023. With the audience's help, the father and part-time author did manage to break the record for most people gathered in one place while wearing underwear on their heads. The new record stands at 1,026 people. What is it, like everybody's, like weird science times 1,000?
There's actually a picture on the video. We're not going to play the video. I'll put a link to it in the story or in the description. Simon Cowell actually is doing the whole thing. He's there with a pair of underwear on his head.
Keep it there, Simon. Manning also holds Guinness World Records for the fastest time to put on 10 pairs of underpants, 13.03 seconds in July 2023. Most underpants pulled on in 1 minute, 44 pairs in October 2023. He was eliminated from AGT on Tuesday with all 4 judges, Howie Mandel, Heidi Klum, Sofia Vergara, and Simon Cowell, voting no.
Well, what's the funny thing is Howie Mandel had underwear on his head. So did he give up the latex balloon for a pair of underwear?
Right.
Or latex glove, I mean. For underwear?
I mean,
they better have been clean underwear since he is a germaphobe.
A germaphobe with underwear on their head.
Like I said, they better be clean underwears. Oh my God. With that, I don't know. I hear music. I
yeah,
hear the heavenly angels singing.
I hear something.
It's pulling us away from this wonderful.
Please let it be over.
It's taking us away now. Anyways, with that, everybody, just remember, like, subscribe, click the bell button. You'll get updates from us. Get our shorts out, and don't wear them on your head.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't want your shorts out.
Well, I'll wear them on my head then. We're on, of course, YouTube if you're watching us. We're on Instagram, TikTok, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Facebook. And with that being done, I'm saying it's another episode in the books.
That's a wrap. You're like Dennis Miller at the end of the Weekend Update.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately. All right, everybody. We'll see you in 2 and 2. Yeah, well, no, 2.
Right.
2. And we'll see you then.
Yeah. Have a good one, everybody.
Have a good one, everyone.